Hi, and welcome to LubeTheCube.com's second video on Cube Review. JB and Rock here again. In this video, we're going to talk to you about some of the better cubes, I think.
Definitely.
We definitely get some types that we think are really good. And we're going to talk about your Type Ds, DianSheng or Type Es.
Interesting. I love Type Ds. I love them to hate it.
And then finally, we'll go into Type F.
Which can be absolutely money. Dude.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about D's first, Rock. Kind of give me your first impression of what you think about this cube.
I was the first one of us to get a Type D. I like the Type Ds better than the A and the Bs and the Cs. Excuse me. I don't really know too much about the Bs. Better than the A and the Cs. It has the benefit of turning super quick. And it doesn't seem to get caught as much when you do your finger tricks. So I do like that aspect of it. All these come pre-stickered. Something interesting to note with the Type Ds is, unlike an A or maybe a C, you can't really adjust these too much. You can do some fine-tune adjusting, but you know how on a Type A you might make it really loose. You can't make this really loose, it'll literally just fall apart in your hands.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that my overall opinion of this cube is that it's got a good weight. It's not really heavy like the A, and it seems to corner even just a little bit better than the C's. I don't think it's quite as fast as the C, and for me as a cuber, the way I cube, you know, I can get hung up in this a little bit, I think, but that's only because I'm a little bit more maybe precise. So if you're a cuber that, you know, can't get the algorithms, you know, you overshoot or whatever, like Rock, I think this is a pretty good cube for you, because, you know, you're gonna, you know, I don't know, I think it's got some great features. One thing though that I think is pretty bad, and I think that you'll notice in other Rubik's Cube videos that I've seen, there's some pretty good inconsistency in Type Ds.
Huge.
Let me give you an example. This is an orange, the same deal, and we even have another orange that's good. Mm-hmm. But this particular one that I got from Cube for You is just awful. I mean, it gets hung up really bad. I've tried to tighten it, and you can tighten it as tight as it'll go, and it's still gets to a point where it's just, you know, wants to pop or bind.
This is with modifications. I don't know if this has a different core in it,
but I know
you've tried.
Yeah, I've tried different cores. I've tried different springs. I've lubed with several different lubricants, and you know, it's just kind of like a bust. So that's one thing to be cautious of if you're going to go with this type.
One more note before we move on. These are good for the price. Something you want to realize is that these come pre-stickered. It's a real pain to take it off, get all the gook off, and put your stickers on. Oh,
absolutely.
So even though these may be a little bit less expensive, I mean, they're time consuming. So.
Yeah, definitely. You want to allow yourself some time to get these to where you want them to be.
Again, inconsistent. You may get good, you may get bad.
So let's talk about the Type E, which is often maligned, and I really don't know why.
Neither do I.
I think that these, for the money, are absolutely just awesome. I mean, they don't cost very much. There's $1 difference between this one that I have here and the one that Rock's playing with. And it's because this one, you can't tell because I've stickered over it, had pre-painted colors, which were backwards for some reason. I don't know exactly why that.
Chinese colors. Great honor.
Great honor, for sure.
So, listen, you pay $1 more so you can actually take the stickers off and get your own color scheme. You know, of course, got Cube for You on here. Some different colors, red, black.
You know, and these are really fast. I think they're as fast when you lubricate these cubes.
They need the fastest.
They might be the fastest. I mean, they turn as fast as a modified C. The only thing is that it does bind a bit. And one thing I forgot to mention about the plastic: if you're using silicone spray lubricant on this type or the Type D, you will notice a little bit of I don't know what you call it, melting or degrading of the plastic.
They do, but it responds so well. The Type Ds and Es respond magnificently to.
Yeah, I think that's one of their high points.
Yeah, they respond magnificently to silicone, the spray silicone, not the you know, the other type where you might buy from the Rubik's Cube website that comes in a little syringe. They do respond good to that, but for the best, the silicone. So if you have, you know. If you want your cube to turn lightning fast, this is probably a cube for you. It is a cube for you to use, not a Cube for You brand. Something important to note with this too is, of course, they are cheap. I had something else I wanted to say, but I totally forget.
You know, it's hard to switch out the cores and springs on these two because they're very similar in hardware to the D, and you'll see when you open one up and play around with it that it's kind of committed to the cores and springs that you put on it. Now I have switched them out with a little bit more success than I've had with Type D. But it's a pretty good setup, and if I can get one of these apart just to show you, they've kind of taken kind of the attitude of the Type A that we showed you 3 edition to cut off some of the pieces, the unnecessary pieces, but they haven't cut off quite as much.
Let me say something to that note. You watch a lot of videos on these Ds, and they talk about how light they are. When I first saw those, I was almost kind of wary, like I don't want anything really light because it might feel like crap. It's light in a good way. It's not light in a bad way, like it's going to hinder you. It is lighter than most cubes, but it's not in a bad way. I don't think so.
I don't think that I would make this my primary Speedcube, but I think it's definitely worth having, especially for what, $3.99 or whatever it is, $4 or $5. I mean, not a bad deal.
Also, before we move on from this, these are consistent. We've had lots of DianShengs, and all of them are pretty good. I think maybe we've had one bad one, as compared to the Type Ds, who are somewhat inconsistent.
Right, and you know what? I think that one good thing that you guys should always remember when taking a cube out, before you toss it as a bad cube, some of the cubes that are the best ones are the ones that we've cubed so long with.
They just got
really broken in and feel really good. So don't abandon a cube because it's not good. You can't get it to where you want it right away.
Oh, talk about the golden child.
Yeah, let's talk about like my personal favorite cube.
Type F snuff, man.
I can't really cube with anything else. This is my preferred cube, and this is the Type F, and I got to tell you, it's got, I think, my top rating in all categories as far as cutting corners, the speed, doesn't bind. The only thing bad, as you just saw, it does have caps on all the pieces.
No, not the center caps. I mean, the center caps aren't the ones that pop off. It's these ones.
It's the edge caps.
It's
and the
really
corner caps.
weird. I mean, it doesn't happen all the time, and very rarely, when me and Jamie are having a cube off and I smoke him, will they pop off. Usually it's when you slam it down at the end like that to say, I'm the man. Now there's a reason that we have 4 different colors of these.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, they only make 4 colors: blue, white, black, and pink. Now, we can make very good assessments on these because we've just ordered a whole gang load of these. Many pinks, many blacks, many whites, and many blues. And we're going to start with the Type Blue. And I know it's weird, and let Jamie talk about this more, is the Type Blue seem to be different and better. But go ahead.
You'll notice from cube to cube that they're, even though we think that they're made out of basically the same type of plastic from cube to cube, there's a little bit of difference between these D, E, and Fs and the other cubes. But, it seems like with these blues that we order from Cube for You, they seem to have more attributes of some of the Cube for You cubes. So it seems like that these things are the absolute fastest. I mean, I've found that the white ones and the black ones and the pink ones just aren't as good. It almost feels like they're made out of a completely different type of plastic.
Let me interject here. These respond great to silicone spray, but these seem to respond the best to the liquid silicone lube. I don't want to take it out and ruin some, but this is the type of stuff that I think Puzzle Pro sells these, or certainly the Rubik's website does. And these respond great to spray silicone lube. But it almost seems to respond a little bit better with this.
Yeah, I do agree with that. And you'll notice when you start doing finger tricks on these cubes that they are just, I mean, you can overshoot a little bit because it just really will respond to what type of pressure you put on it. And it's almost like effortless to just go through finger tricks on this. And, it can bind. You may have to tighten it up or loosen it as it goes. But if you're going to get one, get the blue one. If you only get
Seriously,
one...
I know it's weird. All the blues have been good, and the other ones have been inconsistent. We just got a little bit of time left here, but I do want you to know that turns really good. It can cut good also.
Yeah.
It's my second favorite. The QQ brand is my favorite. Again, it comes in 4 different colors. Again, get blue.
Yeah, definitely get the blue. And if you don't, then we can't guarantee what you're going to get. So we'll come to you in the next video. Take it easy.